Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. I'm the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and in the last episode we left off in front of the gates of Gehenna. Actually, we just went through the gates of Gehenna. We ended up making our way to the gates of Gehenna and found ourselves faced against two of the 77 devils and a heretic we know as George Weissman, the Faceless. Over the course of that horrible situation we found ourselves in, Kevin realized that his stigma has another side as well, a light side to it, and we ended up making use of that during the battle. And afterward, we found ourselves... we got the support of all our friends in the Hermit's Garden because Celeste managed to find a way to get to the location of our cube in Gehenna. Now we are at the end of chapter 7 and let's see what's ahead. That's about the long and short of it. In other words, all of this, everything that's happened, is my fault. All of you are victims who had the misfortune of knowing me and getting dragged into this. No apology sincere enough, but I am so sorry for what you've been put through. I'm not following. Why? I heard all you said, but I don't think you've got any reason to be that sorry. Come again, Estelle? Based on what we've learned, Phantasma choosing a new master was an inevitability and something it would have done whether you were there or not. As such, after it lost the Aureole, something like this would have happened no matter the circumstances. I agree. Phantasma would simply have chosen someone else and created a different world as a result of the trauma that lay within. The thought that you might have been chosen is nothing short of terrifying too. Everything that has happened to us in here so far is nothing compared to what we would have and what had that come to pass. Oh, Müller, your words are like the sweetest kiss turned frozen upon parting. Do you have that little faith in me? Your one and only? Perhaps everyone here would have been drawn into the most ravenous feast the world has ever seen, but nothing more than that. I'm scared. And I'm just disgusted. You're a special degree of creep, you know that? I want no part of any feast that comes from out of your brain. Count me out of this one. I can't help but feel you guys are kind of missing the point. Well, don't take this as me trying to defend you or anything, but in a sense, it might have been a good thing you were the one chosen over anyone else. How do you figure? I'm lost as well. Your stigma is obviously very powerful, and it's capable of exerting a lot of control over things. Enough so that Phantasma is as it is now exists in a state of order. But what if it had chosen someone else? Would the world have been able to maintain order then? It's possible that Phantasma would have been unable to contain the chaos that ensued and gone out of control under someone else, is what you're essentially getting at, right? I knew you'd understand, Joshua. If that had happened, a whole lot more people might have been caught up in this. Now that I've got a problem with lots of guests at a tea party, the more the merrier. Come on, Ren. I think you're the only one who'd be having fun. She's right. I don't think you've got any reason to beat yourself up over this. We're all very different people from different walks of life. But right now, we're all here, sharing a common destiny. Yeah, in times like these, we've got to help each other out, right? Besides, this place relates to the Aureole, which is Liberal's problem. From my perspective, you're a victim. I couldn't agree more. As such, Kevin, we would appreciate you continuing to lead us as you have done so far. It's time to truly bring an end to what was started half a year ago. What can I even say? First, I'm stupid, then Reese pulls off the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and now you guys. This must be the biggest group of idiots in all of Zemuria. I swear, you wouldn't find a more gullible, naive bunch anywhere on the continent. I was happy to use each and every one of you for my own devices right to the very end. So how can you be so... It's alright, Kevin. Kevin. Sometimes you just have to know when to give in. And you're at that point right now. Your luck ran out the second you got stuck with us. Got stuck with you, you mean? Spending too much time with pushy, meddling do-gooders who don't know when to quit like you is bad for anyone. You want to say that again? Well, all of those things describe you to a T, that much is sure. They certainly do. I think they're your good points, though. Yeah, so do I. I think Estelle's rubbed off on all of us at this point, and that's not a bad thing. Thanks, guys. Group of idiots is right. We are smack dab in the middle of a shitty situation here, but you wouldn't know it by looking at us. With a team this spectacular, what do we have to fear? There's a chance we could even overthrow the Erebonian government if we put our minds to it. Need I remind you that that's not something an Erebonian prince should be saying out loud? Alright. I know when I'm beat. We're in this. Together. And this time I actually mean that. Got it. We're happy to have you with us. Anyway, at least now we know exactly what we need to do here. We need to defeat Rufina, the Lord of Phantasma. There's no getting around that. Unfortunately not. Indeed. With that said, just where is she? You didn't encounter her in Johanna, did you? She disappeared right after the two of you fell down there. That's a good question. I think it's safe to say that she wasn't down in Johanna with us. If she had been, she would have shown herself at some point. Yeah. But then where is she? I believe I can answer that. Celeste! Didn't realize you were here. I can't thank you enough for saving our hides earlier. Truly, I doubt we would have been able to get out unharmed if not for your assistance. We're both grateful beyond words. I was more than happy to help. All of us here are in the same predicament, myself included. You can even think of me as another one of your companions if you'd like. Naturally. What kind of answer are you thinking you can give? Yes. It took some time, but I was able to ascertain her current location. What? Really? Is that what you've been working on all this time? Yes, it is. During my investigation of the 7th plane, I was able to gain an understanding of the layout and contents of Phantasma as a whole. I also discovered that the Lord of Phantasma isn't in any of the planes. Rather, she is outside of them. Phantasma consists of more than just the planes? What's it like outside of them? Think of the planes you've been exploring like a giant multi-layered structure in the center of Phantasma. They're all you have known up until this point, but this world consists of more than them. That said, the rest of Phantasma is just a vast, barren wasteland at this point, abandoned and devoid of life. Hard to picture without seeing it for myself. Do you know where in this big abandoned wasteland she is? Because if it's that vast, just knowing she's there probably isn't gonna help us much. I have a relatively good idea where she is, thankfully. Although that doesn't solve the core problem. I fear the word vast doesn't do the scale of the wasteland itself justice. I believe it's roughly the size of the continent where you live. It's the size of Zemuria? That is going to pose a problem. Crossing an area that massive on foot would take months, maybe even longer. Do we not have any other means of transport that we could use? I'm not sure my power would be of any use to you here. To us here, I can't place monuments too far from this garden for one thing. Even if we did commit ourselves to trekking across the whole thing on foot without the cube's power, we couldn't come back and resupply. Trying to take several months worth of food hardly seems realistic. Well, this is a tough one. I can only think of waiting for her to come to us. What's up with you, short stuff? Got something on your mind? Well, I was just thinking, why not use the RSA? What? The replica we encountered on the first plane? Yeah. This world's supposed to react to the desires of people in it, right? So while that RSA might not be the real one, it looks just like it. Everyone here's pretty familiar with the real thing and how it looks, so it seems like a ship we could all picture flying easily. Maybe if we all wished for it to fly together, it might actually happen. Sorry, I'm being silly, aren't I? I don't know what's gotten into me. This isn't something an engineer should be saying. I don't think you're silly at all, Tita. In fact, I think that's a fantastic idea. You do? It does seem like it does seem like the easier something is to imagine, the easier it is to have it realized in Phantasma. And both you and Julia are familiar with the exact structure of the RSA, while most of us here have seen and been aboard it. This might actually work. There's clearly no rule saying airships can't exist here either, given that we've already been on the Black Ark. Well, Celeste, do you think it could work? The RSA was the ship you used to board the Liber Ark, I believe. Then if I were to feed the image of it flying, then back into the system, I think this may actually be possible. If all of you are on board, the White Wings will take to the skies once more. We can really make this happen? I can't believe it! Well done, Tita! Totally! You really outdid yourself this time! Wait a second! Does this mean we might actually be able to make the Bobcat fly? There's a copy of that here too! Oh, you're right! How many of you are familiar with that? Crap, forgot about that. I think Gisette and I are the only ones who have actually flown in it. Shira, Oliver, and I technically have been in it, but that was just as stowaways. Yeah, that was back when we were investigating that airship hijacking. What a fond memory that adventure made, now that I look back. I'm not sure what the odds of success would be then. That's a rather small number of people. I think it would be wise to focus on trying to revive the RSA first. Okay. Still, this sounds like a much better plan than trying to walk there on foot. We should prepare for departure at once, then make our way to the RSA. Don't gotta tell me twice. We'll have a lot in store for us if we're able to make this work. However, I should warn you all of one thing. Once you've flown the RSA to the area where the Lord of Phantasma waits, that will be it. You will be unable to return to this garden ever again. Please be mindful of that. Never? Not even once? Because we won't be able to use the cubes' warp functionality anymore? Correct. Using it to warp is only possible when you are within a certain range of the garden. Go outside of that, and it's no longer possible. So before you depart, I would ask that you make absolutely sure you have everything you need and are ready for whatever you may find there. Good to know. It wouldn't hurt to do some extra training then. I don't doubt we're all gonna have to play our part in this thing, in the things to come. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't mind getting in some exercise myself. Wouldn't want to wind up being the one to drag the group down. This will be our last opportunity to open the doors scattered throughout the plains and take everything we find too. It's probably best I step down as a leader for the time being then. If you're just door hunting or trying to get some extra practice in, I'd only get in the way. If anyone else wants to learn how to use the cube or fill out my notebook, I'd be happy to teach you. Just let me know. Let's just be sure that when the time comes, we leave with no regrets. Right! Chapter 8. The Future We Dream of. You give me full control?
Shall we?
Okay. Sorry, Reese. Do I take Joshua? Huh.
Let's move out.
Huh. Doesn't really matter right now who we take with us. We cannot go to the 7th plane again. Where is star door number 15? That's a problem. That is a problem, but since star door number 14 was right where Löwe was, it would have to be... Now let's equip Estelle by giving her all this stuff. Kitty suit. Ninja tabbies. Blade Lord's emblem. And the gladiator belt. Super version of it. You have Phantom Thief's cape. You have the Divine Blades' emblem. Let's look at the books we have. Monster Guide. We have the 7th plane 2. We defeated Weissman, who was able to drop Serum Powder or Capsule. Rostrum always drops a Tiger Heart. Astarte always drops a Crimson Eye. Alright. Man. Ah, that is good stuff. And I don't know about the... I don't know about the Astra +2 and the Morality Sword either. But I don't think we can go back down there. I'll try though. Wait, I didn't. Come on, stop it. Ormits, Reese. You have to take everything away. I wish there was just an instant remove button. Usually it starts out way up top, though. Okay. Estelle. You can put the Mirage... No. Honestly, I don't care what's in the very middle. You had Mirage for dexterity. Although your dex is at 100 already, I don't need Mirage on you. So let's instead go silver and gold. At that point you get access to... It almost isn't worth doing at all. Give you death. And give you physical. I don't need you to have that. Then Mirage is better than nothing. Alright, I'm happy with that. Am I happy with this as well? No. Let's talk to everybody. So, the Lord of Phantasma is Rufina Argent. Her negotiation problem-solving abilities were highly regarded in life, but that probably just makes her also more deadly as our foe. I don't think I can afford to rest on my laurels. I should do some more training before we leave. Hi there! We're just about in a state where we can get the RSA moving once we're ready. But we aren't going to be able to resupply once we depart, as I'm sure you well know. Make sure you are well rested and ready before giving the word to leave. As I'm sure you well know, we're not going to be able to resupply once we depart. There's no telling what we could encounter on our way to where the Lord of Phantasma waits either, so be sure to rest while you can. That's a valid point. I don't think we can discount the possibility of there may be foes inside the RSA. After reaching there, Major Vander and I will assess the situation before the rest of us step inside. Once those checks are complete, we'll check the state of the main engines before attempting to activate the ship itself. As for the personnel on the bridge, shouldn't face any major obstacles on getting the RSA up and running. Still, we will be heading into completely unfamiliar territory by journeying outside the plains. Anything could await us. Be sure that you're fully prepared before we depart. I'll do my best. Hmm. 5 years ago, Kevin and Rufina did all they could to help me and save me from danger. They might have regretted the outcome, but that doesn't change their intentions or how important they both are to me. That's why we need to defeat the Lord of Phantasma together. For Rufina as well as anyone else. Yeah, you're right. What are you doing here, by the way? Ensuring the army has enough in the way of rations is key to any operations. What? Ensuring the army has enough in the ways of rations is key to an operation. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Laugh, and I will whack you. We need to defeat the Lord of Phantasma with our own hands, for Rufina as well as anyone else. With your safe speed, I don't think it'll take long at all for us to break out of the plains. Mom was actually able to raise its top speed with a few improvements the other months too, so that'll be a huge help. Huh, really? I hope I can meet your mom someday. I'd love you to meet her too. I'll have to introduce you to both my parents one day. I know they've been looking forward to meeting you and Joshua. Come over at any time, come over anytime when you get back to Liberal. Right. If I want to get back to Mom and Dad, I've got to give it my all. Several issues of the Liberal News on the bookshelf. Huh. After we leave this garden, we'll never be able to return again. It's probably the best to assume there won't be anywhere for us to buy new equipment either. So make sure you've got everything you think you'll need, okay? Oh, yeah. It sounds like Celeste has found a new area that we can access too. I'd ask her about it I'd ask her about that if I were you. It's only thanks to the power of this garden that we're able to buy new equipment and goods or synthesize new quartz for our orbits. After we leave here, there's no guarantee we'll be able to do any of those things. Make sure you've got everything you think you'll need before leaving, okay? Yeah, sounds like it's Celeste. Fine. It could come in handy. Huh? Why aren't you hanging out with Tita, Agate? The hell kind of question is that? I'm not her dad. Besides, she's not a little kid. She knows what she needs to do without me telling her or breathing over her neck. Oh ho. What? You got a problem? She's not a kid anymore, so I'm sure she'll be fine without me. If she needs me, I'm always there, but I know she can otherwise handle herself. Oh my! What is with that starry-eyed look? Yeah, Estelle, what is with that starry-eyed look? Okay, fine.
Leave it to me. All right.
You know, I will also take Müller and Chloe. Oh dear, are you being naughty again, Reese? You're supposed to be getting ready, not stuffing yourself full of food when you think no one's looking. I'm doing no such thing. This is purely a taste testing exercise. I can't wait to ride on the RC. Hey, this is going to be such a wonderful trip. With your safe speed, I don't think it'll take long for us to break out of the plains. Mom was actually able to raise its top speed. Oh, I'd forgotten about her messing around with it before. I just remember being hit by a flying spanner when she was. Huh? We need to defeat the Lord of Phantasma with our own hands. For Rufina as well as anyone else. It's gonna be a long journey, right? So we'll probably get hungry on the way. And if we don't have any food with us, we are gonna be in big trouble. Celeste says she's not going to need any, so that leaves like what? Enough food for 16 people, I guess? The Lord of Phantasma keeps referring to us as pieces on a game board. And it's obvious enough that unless we all work together, there's no way we're getting out of here. Especially with how fixated she is on playing by the rules she's established. It's obvious enough that unless we all work together, there's no way we're getting out of here. That's probably one of the rules that governs this world itself. But at the same time, it feels like the Lord of Phantasma herself is defined by the rules of this world too. You guys have stuck with me through all that's happened here. Even after finding out it was all my fault, you stuck by me and even agreed to keep helping. So I've got something I really want to say to you all. But it can wait until we all get the hell out of here. I'll keep it to myself until then. Oh, you. We've only got one chance to get out of here safely. We can't blow it. So let's make sure we've done everything we need to before taking off from here. As long as we're absolutely sure we've done all we can do, we'll be just fine. That's a valid point. I don't think we can discount the possibility there may be foes. Fine. Wait, we talked to Kevin, we talked to Estelle, we talked to Joshua, and we talked to Ren. Oh, man. Some here may believe being called to this world was a coincidence, but I don't feel my presence here is. No matter whose will it was that I was summoned to Phantasma, I've gained truly invaluable experiences here. Not all that remains is for me to make the best use of them. I'm currently refilling my cup of tea, which makes it quite tough to read something out and fill the tea. I almost spilled it over my leg, which is not good. It's hot. Now all that remains is for me to make the best use of them I can in my life going forward. Still, this library truly is an astonishing thing. There's so much fascinating material here. I'm not sure where to start. I'll have to try and commit as much of it to memory as possible while I'm still here. That's some real dedication. Are you seriously trying to commit the Carnalia book series to memory? Buddy, you are... Wow, you should have become a millionaire. Come on, get it together. If you're just gonna loaf around here, we're gonna leave you behind. Start getting ready to go, now. If you're just gonna loaf around here, we're gonna leave you behind. Don't talk to me, please. I'm too tired to move another muscle. Just leave me alone. Did you not hear me? Don't talk to me. Are you making fun of me? You are, aren't you? Just leave me alone, please. If you want to laugh at me, go do it somewhere else. Don't talk to me, please. So even if I don't have Gisette standing next to him... Yeah. Fine.
Shall we?
I'm debating whether I should switch out Joshua for Reese. Not entirely sure. Oh! And so the end is finally upon us? Part of me would rather remain here than return to the no-doubt mountains of work that eagerly await my return, however. Despite being dragged here against my will, I have to admit that part of me will be sad to say farewell to this world. Perhaps I should try to add Celeste to my list of conquests while I still have the chance? I'm sure Idios will forgive me. I can smack you anytime, you know? If she bans you from the garden, you'll only have yourself to blame. You really are too fearless for your own good. Celeste is, in fact, flying and a ghost. You might not wanna... Oh, well. I wonder if that's really true. Huh? What's up, Shira? You know you left one of your cards on the table, right? Oh, I know. It's been a while since I had such a good result, so I've decided to leave it there in honor of the occasion. What kind of occasion? I suppose I should start getting ready soon, too. They won't be calling me the Silver Streak anymore if I start getting rusty now, will they? I suppose I should guard... Alright. Ha! Wow, she is so focused. I'm gonna have to start training harder if I don't want my rival to be soaring ahead of me. I'm just getting warmed up. I can do better than this. I suppose I should start getting ready. We don't know what that card is going to, or what that card contains. No, Joshua can't be turned into a mage, unfortunately.
Piece of cake.
Incidentally, I have one piece of news I think you may be interested in hearing. The area Kevin and Reese fell into is not the only part of the 7th plane that exists. I have discovered another, much more vast area there. I also have reason to believe that it's filled to the brim with devils as well as highly dangerous. Nonetheless, I've placed a monument down there to serve as an anchor should you wish to explore. You should be able to warp there using the cube. The Abyss is now accessible. It is now possible to warp to a new area on the 7th plane through the warp menu. This area contains countless powerful enemies, devils included, making it the perfect place to efficiently level your party members. It's been too long since I last felt this place was brimming with life. It's interesting that there should be 16 of you too. After all, there were 16 central members in our group back when we were working to seal the Aureole. I wonder if this is a coincidence, or maybe even the will of the goddess. Well... Still just no what? Fair. It's been 35 minutes. Will I read through the entire liberal news? Not in this episode. Wait, what if I take Tita away from Ren? Oh dear, are you being naughty again, Reese? You're supposed to be getting ready, not stuffing yourself full of food when you think no one's looking. I'm not doing any such thing. This is purely a testing exercise. Sounds like this is it. The end's finally in sight. Better train myself up as best I can. I'm gonna need it. From here on, we ain't gonna have time for standing still. We've got to push on and on and on. So make sure you ain't you train up while you can, okay? All right. For the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.